Alex Warren Green on behalf of Ms. Bonkachan. Please state your name.
Julie Bonkachan.
Your Honor, this time we're asking the court to set the matter for a preliminary examination. If I may address bond.
Sure.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Bonkachan was last before the court a week ago. That time she was remanded for bond violations. I believe she had 2 missed tests and a positive test.
That and lying.
Of course, Your Honor.
Okay.
And that's
Okay, go ahead.
Ms. Bonkachan does wish to apologize to the court today for being dishonest at that time. She's assured me that she will continue testing, that she knows what she needs to do, that if her phone wasn't working or anything else like that, that's really not an excuse to miss testing. She's fully employed at the University of Michigan Hospital. Sorry, Your Honor. And cares for her 2 children. Right now, her 2 children are living with her sister. So we're just asking the court to consider reducing her bond. Right now, she's held without bond or a personal bond.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
If her children are living with her sister, then I'm really concerned because I do have note that she called the victim 41 times. And my understanding was the only reason to
Excuse me?
the victim was to have contact with the children. So if the children are not with the victim, then I am concerned.
Okay, hold on. So the Daniel Gray, I have listed as the victim.
Correct.
Found the street.
There is contact allowing for conversations about the children. That was my understanding of the bond conditions. So if the children are with her sister, I see no reason for her to have contact with the victim.
Well, the conditions that I have is that the only communication that would have been allowed with the victim regarding the children would have been by text.
There have been 41 phone calls.
Your Honor, that's the first I've heard of her making any phone calls from the jail. My understanding is that the children are living with Ms. Bonkachan's sister and that they do spend time with their dad, who's the complaining witness in this case as well. And prior to her incarceration, it sounds like she did have contact with her dad for purposes of raising the children.
With who?
With the children's dad, the complaining witness in this matter.
Right.
Yeah.
This hearing is about to take a dramatic turn. At first glance, it looks like a routine request to lower bond. But in court, bond isn't just about showing up. It's about proving you can follow every condition the judge sets. One mistake can be forgiven, but a pattern of violations, that's a completely different story. Watch closely, because what the judge hears next may completely change the outcome.
That's 41 calls this week.
41 calls since she's been taken into custody.
Oh, dear God.
Some conversations, we never argued or anything. It was just straight about the kids.
Counsel?
Well, Your Honor, that's the first I've heard of it. I don't think
Do
Ms.
you
Bonkachan.
want to talk to her about it? Because, I mean, here's the problem. Problem is her bond conditions are that she could only communicate with that individual by text. I realize being in custody, that may not be able to happen. But then the only communication that can occur via text is it has to be regarding the children. Got 41 calls to this person. I have 41 calls to this person and then find out that the person that would be caring for the children is not this person, is not the victim. That's a problem. Just on the face of it, it's a problem.
I understand that, Your Honor. And I know Ms. Fongfachan's primary.
I hate to do
concern
this
is
to the
her
sheriff's
children.
department. Why don't, because theoretically, she may have been released. But this throws a whole new light on everything because she hasn't been doing any, I mean, she's just making her own rules, which is really part of the problem with how she got herself in, outside of lying to me. And now, and not following her bond conditions. And then now I got another one, potential. So let me do this. The sheriff's office would be so kind. Take her back. You might want to talk to her because otherwise. And he's not coming out.
No.
No. Who? Okay, but Seal's not coming out. Court does call the case of People versus Marshall Seal.
Andrew Childers appearing on behalf of the people.
Brown, Deputy Chief Public Defender, appearing on behalf of Mr. Seal. Your Honor, I believe that
Mr. Seal refuses to come out, so I can't do anything.
Your Honor, I understand he has a very busy social schedule in the jail.
Sure.
If he wanted to squeeze you in, if we adjourn this, I'm sure he can clear his schedule.
Okay, that's what I'll do. I'll adjourn it.
Just for the record, the first clock isn't started.
Correct. He needs to be here before I can do anything.
Right.
So probable cause, March 28th, 2024, 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
On continued.
I'll speak to the social secretary right away.
You can do that. We call case People versus Fleischer.
Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Morgan Barroso on behalf of people.
And Alex Warren Green on behalf of Ms. Fongfachan. State your name again.
Julie Bompachan.
Thank you. Your Honor, I had an opportunity to speak with Ms. Fongfachan. I addressed the phone calls with her. And, you know, Ms. Fongfachan doesn't deny calling the complaining witness in this matter. I don't know the subject matter of those calls, but what Ms. Fongfachan tells me is that that subject matter, when those calls are reviewed, is going to come back largely regarding the children, and that the discussions they were having were about the children. The children are staying with her sister while the complaining witness is working. That is filling the void left by Ms. Fongfachan being in custody. Before Ms. Fongfachan was in custody, the children would stay with her while the complaining witness worked, and when he wasn't working, would stay with him. So that arrangement is the same. It's just that Ms. Fongfachan's sister is taking care of the children while the complaining witness is at work. So again, I don't know the subject matter of those calls. What Ms. Fongfachan
Okay, so- And you don't know, from the people, you don't know the subject matter of the call.
Your Honor, when I saw 41 calls, I was under the impression that they would be related to the children, but that doesn't eliminate my concern.
I know.
And I'm also concerned at her representation that is largely related to the children, which to me leaves room for an understanding that there's other things being discussed as well.
And Your Honor, what Ms. Fongfachan tells me is that none of their communications regard the case. None of them
Okay.
are communications regarding what the complaining witness should do or can do or may do. It's nothing to do with that.
Okay, I get that. But all that does is stop additional charges. Right?
Of course.
Or that goes to whether or not there would be additional charges coming from the prosecutor's office. They don't go to what is another violation of the court's order. I mean, just the call itself. I mean, I could even understand if there were a few calls regarding the kids because she can't text because of the position that I can get that. 41?
That's a large number of calls, Your Honor. I understand the question.
And here's my other problem. And this is the problem that people have when they come before me and they lie. You lie to me, then it's hard for me to believe anything that you're saying. And so if you're saying you're calling regarding the children, are there calls to her sister at least?
I have not checked. We don't have the sister's phone number because
Got
it's
it.
not in the police report.
Counsel, how soon can you get the phone calls to?
I'll send an email request right now.
Pardon?
I will send the email request right now. Usually they get released within a day.
Well, during the probable cause out 1 week. Or is that what we were doing on this? Yeah. I'll adjourn our probable cause out 1 week to the 14th. 9 a.m. Get the calls over. At this point, I'm not going to set it for exam. At this point, what I'm going to do is then let's do it this way. You wanted it set for exam, correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to give you a probable cause date on the 14th to try to address her bond to see if we can get her out of custody without some other thing happening. I'll set her preliminary examination. I'll set that for the 26th, 2024, 9 a.m. That will be before me. Next week, though, we'll address her bond after you've had a chance to listen to the calls. And right now, she has no way to communicate about her kids at all because she was doing it by text before.
That's right, Your Honor.
And at least pending the hearing next week, her phone privileges, defendant's phone privileges in their entirety are revoked. Just keep making it worse. Continue. Thank you.
This hearing is a perfect example of how courtroom outcomes often depend on much more than the original criminal charge. Julie's situation escalated because the court believed she repeatedly violated bond conditions, skipped mandatory testing, admitted continued marijuana use without authorization, and most importantly, failed to be truthful when questioned. Even after later admitting what happened, the judge emphasized that honesty from the very beginning is what allows a court to consider leniency. The additional concerns about repeated phone calls to the alleged victim only reinforced the court's belief that supervision conditions were not being taken seriously, resulting in her bond remaining revoked and even her phone privileges being suspended pending further review. The case itself is still moving forward, but this hearing shows how quickly bond violations can change a defendant's position before trial. If you found this courtroom breakdown informative, don't forget to like the video, share your opinion in the comments, and subscribe to the channel for more real courtroom cases, legal analysis, and dramatic hearings you won't want to miss.